Hey guys, it's Cole and Kelly Watkins here with the Bridge Group, eXp Realty. We are here with a very special guest. This is Matt Barnhill with Matt Barnhill Associates Counseling Center. And today we're talking about how to deal with anxiety and discouragement in a real estate transaction.
Hey guys, so it is Cole and Kelly again with a very special guest, Matt Barnhill. So we actually just got finished up with our team meeting, our Monday morning team meeting. Matt was able to introduce or was able to talk to the entire team about conflict resolution, about really just trying to find that level mood. And so we're going to get into all of that. We felt like it was going to be an amazing opportunity to bring you some awesome advice, especially if you're thinking about going into a real estate transaction and really kind of knowing the ups and downs. When we go to a listing appointment or a buyer appointment, we always talk about this roller coaster that the real estate ride can be. And there's 36 steps to selling or buying a property. There's 81 steps to selling a property, and that in and of itself is a roller coaster. But what I failed to mention is that it's an emotional roller coaster. Where there's so many ups, so many downs, so many loops and turns. So I wanted to talk to Matt Barnhill today about how do we handle those that roller coaster of emotion. How do we stay level the entire process, or at least our best attempts at being level? A lot of times, Kelly, what you were talking about in the very beginning was this buyer's market or seller's market, but navigating a purchase through a seller's market can be extremely discouraging for a buyer. They're putting in 5-6 offers and then getting rejected. And even though they're paying $10,000, $15,000 over asking.
So you've seen the two different sides of it, where you can be really anxious or really discouraged. And how do we get to that center point and get to the end goal?
Well, it's a great question. But just recognizing what they're calling a roller coaster is really what I call, from the counseling perspective, a fluctuation in our mood, from where it goes above this midpoint to an anxious mood to below the midpoint to a discouraged mood. So know that as that's happening, we are internally trying to soothe when we're anxious or stimulate when we're discouraged or depressed. So that's what we lean on our realtors to do, is help us navigate with clear thinking. Am I out of place by being anxious about this? The real estate transactions I've been involved in personally, I've had realtors who have said, yes, we need to be anxious about this. This is an anxiety-provoking thing, which really actually lowered my anxiety because it helped me understand, oh, that's clear thinking. Because what I want to know is my thinking or my judgment impaired? So I lean on the realtor as a customer a lot for that. Help me understand, I'm pretty anxious. And then my realtor would say, no, that makes perfect sense in light of these things that, that is our job to know that you wouldn't know. Or no, I can see why you're discouraged, but in light of contemporary and current market fluctuations that are going on, this makes perfect sense. So you're helping me go, oh, my thinking's not crazy. Or it's not reality based. Because my thinking will go up and down based on my perceptions. So you're helping me understand what's a good perception here, and which really is very calming or encouraging. So leaning on my realtor for that is powerful, helps me a lot. So I encourage y'all to do that with your realtor.
Another thing about kind of, where we're going with this today is communication. And we always say that in our listing appointments is we really try to give 5-star service, and we try to give 5-star communication throughout the entire transaction. And there's multiple things that we put in place to make sure that our clients, sellers or buyers, are being communicated with effectively. When you're jumping into a real estate transaction, whether you're selling a property, buying a property, through whether it's your partner, your spouse, your wife, whoever it is, I have found that a lot of couples, my clients, will fight over text messages on a group text or are fighting in person about a decision here or there. And there are so many decisions to be made.
Big decision too.
Communication is absolutely key between our clients. So Matt, how can we address that? You have helped Kelly and I with our communication 100%. So what are some keys, or what are some things that we can do to improve communication throughout a real estate transactional property, or any life-changing decision that we're making together?
Well, that brings up in us all kinds of things to be anxious about. One, the nature of the transaction is huge. The nature of we're initiating a change. So change alone creates all kinds of anxieties in us.
Sure.
So we want to show up well in the interaction. So the way we show up well is to do that which lowers anxiety or increases or causes us to feel encouraged. And a great tool, which is the role of the realtor, is to ask for guidance and direction. So anything I'm anxious about or discouraged about, a great tool for dealing with that is getting guidance and direction. It's asking for help, which means we have to at some level embrace some humility and go, there are things about this that I need your perspective, I need your experience, I need your maturity, I need your wherewithal to lead and guide me through this process. Humility goes a long way when we're anxious or discouraged. The biggest problem we often have is to not ask for help. So think of the role of the realtor as they're providing you guidance and direction through the maze of all the things. How many decisions do you say or steps there were in selling a property?
81.
81. Okay, well, I'm anxious just hearing that. So I'm going to lean on the realtor an incredible amount, because of the 81 steps, I thought there were only 8. And I'm confident about those 8 steps. The other 79, the other 69 are way out of my wheelhouse.
I like one of the things that you've said to us before is before we can deal with a difference, so say there's a husband and wife that have a disagreement on a particular property, before we can deal with what that particular difference is or what our different viewpoints are, we have to agree with them or kind of meet them where they're at and hear them out before we just start shooting back at them. Can you share a little bit about what you share with us concerning that?
Well, that's certainly true. We affirm people where they're at and then say, could I introduce to you another idea as to how you might look at that differently so as to have the outcome or the solution that you're hoping for? Because here's the thing that happens. We form solutions around how we define the problem. So if you're defining the problem a particular way, y'all's role is help me to go, let's define it a little differently, which means a different solution may be more effective here.
True.
And me having humility and being teachable makes me a great client and enables y'all to do your job even more effectively.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Barnhill, for being here with us today. If you guys have any counseling needs, you can definitely reach out to him, whether that's marriage or personal counseling. Like I said, he's helped us. He joined our team today, and he's encouraging our team in dealing with anxiety and discouragement when we're dealing with transactions. So if you have any questions about real estate in general or want to talk more about the real estate process, encouragement, or if you're feeling anxious about taking that next step, please reach out to us. We love to help, and we'll see you guys next week.